Bright blush is beautiful, but it can be a little scary. One wrong swipe and suddenly it's giving circus clown instead of soft and pretty. But here's the thing. When done right, bright blush is stunning, fresh, and totally wearable. So if you've ever stared at a hot pink or a coral blush and thought, absolutely not, I was you. I never wore anything brighter than a dusty rose. But once I learned how to apply it the right way, it completely changed the game. In today's video, I am walking you through exactly how to wear a bright blush confidently, especially for every day. No clown cheeks here, honey. First things first, I want to preface this by saying that all of the blushes I'm using today are cream blushes. Now, the reason for this is that I find that cream blushes are a little bit easier to work with as far as blending and making sure that there aren't any hard lines on the face. And when you're working with two of the same types of products together, especially when you're talking about blending, it's just easier than doing cream and powder. While I love powder blushes, I use powder blushes in my kit and on myself. Powder blushes tend to stick to wherever you put them, and they don't have as much blendability unless you have powder already on the face. You can do these techniques with powder blushes, but there's a little bit more of a learning curve, and you definitely have to have a much lighter hand. Now for our first tip, the cream blush I'm using is the Bisou blush from Violette. This is in the shade Miriam. As you can see, she's very pigmented. Let me just swatch it for you really quickly. That's it right there. For me, I absolutely love it. I think it creates the most beautiful flush to the skin. You can use this on a variety of skin tones as well, because it kind of mimics that flush that you get when you're running around, the healthy flush. But I can see how when you would look at this, you'd think, wow, that's really strong. I don't know if I can wear that. So what I recommend and what I stress when it comes to cream blushes, don't just take it and place it right on your face. You have zero control when you do this because you don't know how much product you're going to get on your face. Why create more work for yourself? I'll demonstrate on one side what it looks like when you just go right in. I mean, already that's kind of a lot of blush, isn't it? Yeah. You don't really have a lot of control. As you can see, as you're blending it out, it's quite a lot of product. So you have to really blend. And who has time for that? Especially when you're getting ready in the morning. I know I don't have time for it. Another thing I don't recommend is taking your brush into your product and just going directly onto your face. Do you see how much product is on the brush here? That's a lot. So what I do recommend, let me wipe this off. I'm going to take a paper towel and just clean off the brush as much as I can. There's still going to be a little bit of pigment in there, but that's okay. So we have essentially a mostly clean brush. I'm going to take the blush right here. I am going to go into it with the brush, just like this. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the back of my hand and I'm going to work the product into the brush. That also gets rid of a lot of the excess that would otherwise end up on your face. And then we have a loaded up brush, but it doesn't have nearly as much product on it as it did before. And then you can go in and lightly apply your blush. It's so easy, and there's really no excuse because it's going to make your job easier. It's going to make putting your makeup on so much easier, I promise. The second technique I want to show you as far as being able to wear a bright blush is underpainting. Now, underpainting sounds like it's really complicated, but basically all it is that you're placing the color on your face first before you put any foundation or tinted moisturizer, tinted sunscreen, whatever it is that you wear, and then you work around that. I'm going to show you how to do it. This is pretty much the key to how I've been able to wear any shade of blush all year round, with or without a tan. It used to really intimidate me, even as a pro makeup artist. I know a lot of artists who do that. It's kind of their signature. Mary Phillips is one of those artists. She underpaints everything, and it's one of the reasons why her makeup is always so multidimensional. It's just gorgeous to the naked eye. One of those reasons is underpainting. You want to make sure that you have some good tools as far as being able to blend out your underpainting. You don't really want to do it with your fingers. You can place the pigment down with your fingers, but when it comes to blending everything out, I would very much recommend getting something like this, which is a blending brush, or using a beauty blender. It just depends on what you prefer. This is my preferred technique because I feel like I have a lot of control with this kind of brush. As you can see, it's dense, it's domed on the end, and this allows me to use a buffing technique, which essentially lends to a more airbrushed-like finish to the face. It blurs everything together and it gives you that really seamless finish. So I love this. And then as far as applying my blush, sometimes I'll use my fingers, but if I feel like I really need to blend my blush out, out while I continue underpainting, I'm going to grab a brush like this. This is the Real Techniques Tapered Cheek Brush. This is another favorite on my channel. I love the shape of it. It's in the same idea of the It Cosmetics brush where it's a little dense and it gives you kind of that placement on the cheek, and you can blend and really make sure that there are no harsh lines. I feel like with underpainting, you can really go bright with your blush since you're taking your foundation or whatever your base is on top of it, and you can make it as bright or as minimal as you want. This is the Makeup by Mario Papaya Pop Cream Blush. You can see she's very bright, but she's really fun. And the thing that you're going to be surprised by, it's actually quite sheer. Let me show you. I'm just going to take a little on my finger and just put it on the back of my hand. See? The nice thing about this product is that it's buildable. That's another reason why I chose cream blushes. They're buildable. You can make them as light or as heavy as you want them to be. Taking my Real Techniques brush, I'm just going to go into the product. This is my personal one, so I'm just going to work directly from it. Load up the brush. Make sure it's really, really saturated like this, and then you're going to tap off. I know it's a little bit of a waste of product, but there's a method to my madness. What this does, it loads up the brush so you have an even distribution of color all around the brush. So when you're placing it onto your face, you're not getting more on one side than you are on the other, because that's already working against you when it comes to blending it out, right? Let's make makeup easy. This is one of the ways to do it. So I'm just tapping it out. You can see I have a whole bunch. And then thinking about placement for this kind of blush, it's really fun. I'm just gonna go in. I have nothing on my face right now except moisturizer and sunscreen. Don't panic. I'm going to take this clean Sephora brush and just buff out the edges like that. Again, I know it's bright. Now I'm going to go in with my base. It's the Tower 28 Tinted Sunscreen. I like to start on my chin and then working underneath the blush. We're just going to tap all around like this. And do you see how that already softened the edges of the blush? It's really not complicated. Just going to repeat that on the other side, going all around and then up on top of the cheekbone just to blend the top of that blush. We're going to blend this out. Don't worry. I just want to show you what we're doing initially. We're going to make sure we cover the rest of the face. So I'm just going to go on the nose and then get the forehead. You want to make sure you cover the rest of the face before you go back to the blush, because you don't want the color of the blush mixing in with your foundation on your forehead, because then you might get some color transfer. So I solved that problem by doing my entire face first. So the edges of the blush are all blended, but our blush is not blended. It's pretty strong. I actually kind of love it the way it is, but let me show you how to take it down if you want to take it down if this is too much for you. So we're going to take whatever's left on the back of my hand, and we're going to really incorporate it, same idea, into the brush. So then the brush is loaded up with that tinted sunscreen, and then we're just going to tap all over until we get our desired effect. Other side, just tapping, tapping, tapping. I have a towel right here off camera that I use. It's my makeup towel. It's stained, so I won't show you how it looks, but I also like to have some paper towels if needed. And if you feel like you have too much product on your brush, you can always brush it off and then go back in. But look at that. Look at how soft and gorgeous that is. So cute, right? And so easy. It does not have to be complicated. I'd say that it's fresh and summery and glowy. Obsessed. So for my third and final tip, it's pretty straightforward, but it's something that I've been doing probably since before I was doing makeup, before I even really knew what I was doing, but just sort of mixing things together and seeing what works. Taking your cream blush and mixing it with a cream highlighter. One of my favorite cream highlighters of the moment is the Bomb Shine from Violette. It's really emollient, easy to blend, and it plays well with other cream products, which is another reason why I'm showing it to you. I'm just going to swatch it right here. I don't know if you can see it on my hand right there. It's very sheer. It's pretty shimmery, but it's not glittery. For the blush I'm talking about, she's quite pigmented, but I remember when I saw it in Sephora, I immediately had to get it, and I thought, well, if I can't wear this, then I'll just put it in my kit because it's such a beautiful color. It's She's a Doll by Patrick Ta. It's like this warm, bright pink. So we have the cream and we have the powder. We're not going to use the powder today for reasons that I told you before. We're just going to use the cream. So I'm just going to take a little bit of it. Since this is from my kit, I don't want to go directly into it. I'm going to take a Q-tip and just scrape a little bit off. So I have some here. Look at that. Ooh, so pretty. Normally, I would look at this and run for the hills. I'd say there's no way I can make this work for me, but we're going to make it work. So I'm going to take the Violette highlighter, swatch a bunch right next to the balm. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of it and mix it in like that and create my own pink highlighter essentially, or my own pink shimmery blush. And as you can see, even just doing that, it diluted the pigment so much. This is so much more wearable than this is, isn't it? You can really make your products work for you. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that and just press it. And then I'm going to grab my tapered cheek brush and blend that out. And look at that. We just made this really bright blush totally wearable. And this is both cheeks done. So pretty, right? So those are a few of my bright blush tips and tricks. I hope they were helpful. Do not be afraid of bright blush. You can absolutely wear it. I hope the techniques that I showed you are proof of that. Please let me know in the comments below if you tried any of these techniques, or if there's another kind of makeup that you're afraid to wear, whatever it is. I can do a tutorial on it and I can walk you through it. Makeup does not have to be scary. That's why I'm here. I'm here to walk you through it. I hope everyone's having an amazing summer. For more summer tips and tricks, please check out my playlist right here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week with a brand new video.